Good evening once again. Thank you for joining us for the 10 o'clock edition of the UBC News Tonight. My name is Wadulo Arnold Mark, and we're going to be taking you for the next 1 hour, so do sit tight. Let's give you the news. In our top story this evening, the President General of the Democratic Party, Norbert Mao, who also serves as the Minister for Constitutional Affairs, has declared that he will not step down in favor of the incumbent Speaker, Anita Among, in the upcoming race for the Speakership. Mao was responding to the calls from General Muhoozi Kainerugaba, chairman of the Patriotic League of Uganda, who urged him via social media to withdraw and allow Among to secure another term.
Mao, who is currently participating as a special guest at the retreat for elected NRM MPs, says the event has provided him with an opportunity to consult and solidify his aspirations of contesting for the position of Speaker for the 12th Parliament.
So a lot of the young people, many of whom were even in UYD, I found them here. They are now NRM, but they started from Uganda Young Democrats. They know me as one of the leaders in Uganda who loves the country. But the rules of Parliament don't allow campaigning. So I cannot start campaigning because it is against the rules. But the discussion has been going on.
However, following last evening's bitter exchange of words between the incumbent Speaker, Anita Among, and Norbert Mao at the ongoing NRM MPs elect retreat at the National Leadership Institute in Chankwanzi, the army commander and leader of the Patriotic League of Uganda, General Muhoozi Kainerugaba, made a humble appeal on his ex-social media handle to Norbert Mao not to contest for the speakership of the 12th Parliament, pending consideration of other positions in government for him. However, speaking in an exclusive interview in Chankwanzi, special guest Norbert Mao turned down the request of the Chief of Defense Forces, General Muhoozi.
The only question is, should we have open competition or not? I am very grateful to the President because the President has made it clear that the competition is open. Some people had said it is closed, and he said, no, the SEC does not have the final word. So he has said it is open. So if it is open, then the question of stepping down does not arise. The only thing left is a vote.
The speakership race for the 12th Parliament has 4 individuals who have expressed interest in the position, all from the ruling NRM. However, Norbert Mao from the Democratic Party was inquisitive as to why General Muhoozi was much interested in him stepping down.
The idea of stepping down cannot be aimed at one person. If the discussion is about stepping down, then everybody should show a willingness to step down.
Whereas the Democratic Party and NRM have a running agreement of cooperation that gives Mao the latitude for negotiations with the NRM for the speakership position that has the big numerical strength in Parliament, incumbent Speaker Anita Among earlier requested Norbert Mao to leave her serve her last term.
We do cooperate with different political parties, but the cooperation does not mean that if we are cooperating, you come up to my bedroom. Okay? You remain in the compound. You don't come up to the bedroom. And I am saying, you don't come to the bedroom. The bedroom this time around is the speakership. You cannot cooperate to the tune of a speakership. So in that case...
At the opening of the retreat on Wednesday, President Yoweri Museveni Kaguta, who doubles as the party national chairman, said although the Central Executive Committee of the ruling NRM had earlier recommended that incumbent Anita Among remains Speaker and Taibwa, Deputy Speaker, room for further discussions on the SEC proposal can be altered or maintained by the NRM caucus.
Security and political leaders have called for strengthened collaboration among stakeholders to restore total peace and order in the Karamoja sub-region and surrounding districts. This was highlighted during a review meeting of the Usalama kwa Wote operations held at the UPDF 3rd Division headquarters in Moroto district. This meeting was officiated by the 3rd Division Commander, Major General Wilberforce Serunkuma, and attended by senior UPDF and police officers from Karamoja and neighboring districts. Let's have a look.
Top security officials, including UPDF and police leadership, resident district commissioners, intelligence officers, and district leaders from Karamoja and the bordering areas gathered to assess progress, reflect on achievements, identify existing gaps, and plan the way forward for the ongoing Usalama kwa Wote operation. Security and political leaders noted that sanity has been restored in most parts of the Karamoja sub-region. However, they acknowledged that pockets of cattle theft still persist, particularly among the Bokora of Napak, the Pasian of Nabiratuk and Amdat, as well as in Kwen and Bulambuli districts. The GA of Kotido were also cited for cattle raids targeting Acholi and Karenga districts.
Reduce crime. There are very few cases of crime in our communities.
Enjoy that you people had prompt responses. Whenever there is a raid, we will call commanders on the ground, we will call the division commanders, brigade commanders, and they would respond.
Intensively address a small 435 cows. The situation might go back the way it started in 2019.
Porous borders were also identified as a major driver of criminal activity in the region. Major General Serunkuma thanked leaders in Karamoja for their continued collaboration in pacifying the sub-region.
It is finding intelligence-led and targeted operation against the cattle theft and armed criminals, strengthen the coordination with the local leaders and communities in security management, enhance cross-border and inter-district collaborations.
According to the latest police annual report, general crime rates have significantly reduced, with Mountain Moroto ranked 28th and Kidepo ranked 31st out of 32 regions. The commandant of police and stock theft unit, Assistant Commissioner of Police, Francis Chemsuto, further explained the reduction in crime rates across Karamoja.
So 6 cases of cattle rustling were registered in 2025. I want you to differentiate cattle rustling and thefts. With cattle rustling, it even involves violence in taking the animals. But thefts, you can wake up in the morning and realize that the cows are not there.
Amdat Resident District Commissioner Dennis Okori commended the UPDF for the rapid recovery of stolen livestock.
To go on to revenge. But this spirit has been suppressed by our continuous fast recovery, fast reporting, blocking by different agencies.
Meanwhile, former court martial chairperson Lieutenant General Andrew Guti attributed the challenges in Karamoja to poor leadership.
From ground level, we have that problem. This community, there is already corruption there. That's why we still have this insecurity in the area. If we are all working as a team, we would not be having that.
Leaders and security officials emphasized the need to strengthen Karachuna engagement, enhance cross-border cooperation, and address poverty, all of which are key to restoring lasting peace in the region. The Usalama kwa Wote operations, which began in July 2021 amid rising gun violence, commercialized cattle raids, road ambushes, and killings, continues to guide peace enforcement efforts in the region.
Heads of arts teachers under the umbrella Professional Humanities Teachers Union have welcomed government's decision to grant a 25% salary increment in the 2026-27 financial year. Union chairperson Teopista Akelo says that the move marks a significant turning point that will boost morale among arts teachers and also contribute to improving the country's education system.
Teachers of humanities, we matter. Teachers of humanities, we matter. Enhancement due.
It was a moment of relief and excitement as arts teachers leaders applauded government for finally responding to their long-standing demand for better pay. Since 2018, arts teachers have consistently appealed to government for salary enhancement, with the education sector in recent years witnessing industrial action over the issue.
I, on behalf of Uganda Professional Humanities Teachers Union, do appreciate the government of Uganda and more especially His Excellency the President of the Republic of Uganda and the First Lady, Mama Janet, for having fulfilled their directive that they had made to Uganda Professional Humanities Teachers Union on 30th June 2025 at State House Entebbe.
In appreciation gesture, the arts teachers' leadership has thanked government for fulfilling their promise, noting that the increment signals recognition of their contribution to national development.
We also want to appreciate the government officials from the line ministries and the President's office for having cooperated with us to ensure that this directive has come to pass. Allow me to update our members that in the budget year of 2026-2027 framework, the government has already allocated for us 25% of the target pay for our category.
The arts teachers say the adjustment makes them feel seen, heard, and valued.
When it comes to the new curriculum, it is extremely and excessively so demanding that we need to dedicate the whole of ourselves to it. So it requires us to go beyond even the way it was during the previous curriculums, which is why we had to put in a lot of cries to get enhancement. And we thank God that our prayers have been heard.
However, they have urged government to honor its commitment to fully implement the salary enhancement over the 4 consecutive financial years to ensure sustained motivation and stability in the sector.
It is my prayer that the other remaining portions are done consecutively, not waiting for another industrial action to implement the next pledges.
The pressure on the very meager pay has been so much, and it has been quite impossible. Of course, many people have been running out of their profession, but we are glad that finally the government has come to answer the cry of the teachers. And we are happy that this means true service delivery.
Crispus Adinitwe reporting for UBC.
And on the other hand, the Uganda Professional Science Teachers Union has held its 3rd annual delegates conference, bringing together science teachers from across the country. The meeting comes as the union reports rapid growth in membership since its registration in 2021, now approaching 15,000 members.
I say the conference is focusing on reviewing progress, ensuring accountability and setting priorities for the coming year.
To be receiving the audited book of account to show that this union gives accountability to members. The audited book of account is going to be presented, and we are also going to plan for the subsequent years. That means in this delegate conference we are going to be approving the budget. What we stand for the rights and the welfares of our members.
The union is also reporting a slight increase in its budget from last year's 3.9 billion shillings, citing expansion projects, including a new office at Makerere University.
We have acquired a plot there and it is being renovated. It's under serious construction. And that tells you what this union is doing. We are not just seated. We are working for members. It is not a union that is looking at individual interest. It is looking at the interests of the nation. and the interests of. That's why we are doing permanent project. So that's why our budget has gone a little bit up because of such activities. And very soon we will also be engaging in building regional offices.
Officials are linking improved performance in science subjects to better teacher motivation following salary enhancements.
This has paid off. The reports that are coming now, science is leading. You can see that the number of students in any school across the country, the desire to offer sciences has improved. I had attended a workshop at the bus of this union, organized by Ministry of Education, hosting UNESCO. And they were crying. The number of girl child offering science had dropped. And in the university was less than 14%. But the trend has changed now. If you go in the classes, A-level, you will find more female students doing science.
However, teachers are raising concerns over delayed salaries, unfair transfers, and inadequate laboratory equipment.
And for us as science teachers, we are saying, yes, let the scientists be enhanced and science teachers alongside other scientists, such that it will be easier to enhance salaries of another category subsequently. And this is what we are seeing today. In the budget which is being processed, we have seen an enhancement being proposed for our counterparts, the humanities.
The union is now calling on government to address the challenges as it works to strengthen science education in the country. For UBC News, I am Sudat Kaye.
Uganda has set an ambitious target to significantly reduce the spread of HIV/AIDS by 2030, but achieving this goal will require a united effort from all sectors of society. The Uganda AIDS Commission says that it is intensifying collaboration with stakeholders, including cultural and religious leaders, as well as development partners, to strengthen prevention and awareness efforts. Among those playing a vital role in this campaign is the Buganda Kingdom. In an interview, the chairperson of the Commission, Canon Dr. Ruth Senyonyi, highlighted the progress made so far and the strategies in place to meet the 2030 target.
According to a report released by Uganda AIDS Commission, between 2021 and 2024, Uganda has 1.4 million people living with HIV. Despite this number, Uganda's target of reducing the spread of HIV by 2030 remains achievable. In an exclusive interview with the chairperson of the Uganda AIDS Commission Board, Canon Dr. Ruth Senyonyi, explained the key issues in this plan.
We are doing well. Normally our targets are according to how many new infections are happening per year, meaning that the people who are getting infected become less.
Under this target they aim to achieve by 2030, new HIV infections will reduce from 37,000 that was recorded December 2024 to at least 10,000 cases.
This is still high, and we hope that the statistics that come out in 2025 would have reduced. But our target is to reduce this to 10,000 by 2030.
On deaths, the numbers remains worrying. In 2024, 20,000 people died from HIV-related illnesses, and efforts are being made to ensure this number significantly reduces by 2030.
And so we want to reduce it down to 6,000 by 2030. And even below, if it can go even less, that would even be better. Meaning that when you have HIV, you are so well treated, you will not die of AIDS. The HIV you will still have, but AIDS is when you are not on treatment and symptoms come that show that you are really sick and you die from AIDS. So we are going to have people who are HIV positive, but they are not going to die of AIDS because they are on treatment.
They are working closely with media organizations, the public, and various leaders, including cultural and religious leaders.
Tusiima nnyo ebitongole nga ekya UNAIDS n'ekya Uganda AIDS Commission abaatwegattako mu lutalo olw'okulwanyisa mukenenya.
During the interview, Dr. Senyonyi highlighted their collaboration with the Buganda Kingdom in the fight against HIV. Dr. Ruth says their partnership with the Kingdom in the fight against HIV/AIDS, with Kabaka being the goodwill ambassador, has been successful, noting a reduction in the new infections.
We have seen significant progress over the years because of his dedication to this fight against HIV in Uganda in particular. So this particular upcoming event of Kabaka's Run is one of the many that they do to be able to make people aware of what is happening around HIV and AIDS in Uganda. Because for us as Uganda AIDS Commission, we want a population, that's our vision, a population that is free of HIV and its effect.
Dr. Ruth also noted that island districts still face new infection challenges. However, the Commission sought to understand the cause of this according to their research.
Community kali awo katono tebegatta nnyo n'abantu balala. So abantu abaliyo be baliyo. Oba abakazi bali bwe bati gye bali era buli omu gwakola ki gwatuukirira. Ate omanyi nti abasajja baba bava okuvuba baagala okwesannyusaamu ne banywa omwenge gwabwe ogenda okwesanga nga bayingidde mu kintu ng'ekyo.
Dr. Ruth also congratulated Kabaka upon his 71st birthday and encouraged the people to continue listening to the message on HIV/AIDS in accordance to this year's theme run of Kabaka's birthday centered on AIDS prevention. Cayenne Faith and Andrew Sebida for UBC.
Ugandan youth have been urged to embrace innovation and technology as a key pathway to solving societal challenges and human capital development. This call was made during the launch of the 2026 Inter-Schools Coding Competition, an initiative by the Uganda Inter-Schools Coding Competition held in partnership with Eastbat University, where over 10,000 students are attached.
The youth have been urged to embrace technology through ICT in order to accelerate Vision 2040. During the launch of the 2026 Inter-Schools Coding Competition, an initiative by the Uganda Inter-Schools Coding Competition, ISCC, the need to strengthen human capital development was emphasized.
In fact, we have seen that coding alone will not sustain or make innovation. We need science and technology. So to motivate, to make our school children more engaged with science and technology, we want to club science, technology, coding. So this will help to accelerate innovation.
Academic Registrar, Eastbat University, Dr. Paul Giju says the youth have the capacity to solve societal challenges, but the platform to unveil their potential talent is lacking.
Our people have the capacity, so we have to engage them. So the purpose is engagement. A skill can be practiced, talent can be developed. The idea of Eastbat is to give a space to practice. So by these competitions, we are motivating students and we are reaching to the students, give a platform for them to practice science.
Linking what is taught with the economy gives learners a sense of understanding while empowering the youths.
The transfer of knowledge from one person to another, not in a linear way, but in a very multi-dimensional way. It is very important that we link what we learn to what we are trying to achieve. We link the stuff that we learn to the economy.
Head of Human Capital Development at Uganda National Council for Science and Technology, Dr. Stephen Tsebale, emphasized the role of coding towards human capital development as key in promoting the country with technology and innovation.
Right now we are running knowledge-based economies, which very much depend on how much you know and how much you bring to the table. So coding is very key because it helps us to undo our historical thinking about how problems are solved.
Our challenges keep adapting to the solutions we bring to them. That's why the fastest way we believed that we can catch up those challenges is engaging into technology as a country as a whole. So as we are inspired by the challenges we face in daily life,
the 2026 ISCC National Championships will be hosted by Eastbat University. Irene Faith Nantongo, UBC News.
In efforts to strengthen innovation capacity in the country, SETA University has commissioned over 350 senior six leavers who have completed a 3-month training in artificial intelligence. The program, which was offered free of charge, is aimed at equipping young people with practical AI skills to enable them become innovators and contribute to the future of technology development in Uganda.
Speaking during the commissioning ceremony, Dr. Maurice Tamale noted that despite government efforts to create an enabling environment for innovators, the country still needs more skilled professionals in emerging technologies such as artificial intelligence.
People without high knowledge will be left in the ancient period. So our students, especially the youth, should move with the AI program. They should be skilled, they should be empowered, but they should understand how AI works.
The Superintendent for Industrial Value Chain Development at the Ministry of Science, Technology and Innovation, Dr. Cosmas Mwikirize, pledged government support to institutions investing in AI infrastructure and encouraged continued adoption of artificial intelligence across sectors.
The program, the engine of our envisaged $500 billion economy by 2040. If you look at the 10-fold growth strategy, where we can prioritize the ATM sectors, agro-industrialization, development, including oil and gas, tourism, and science, technology, and innovation. Science, technology, and innovation is expected to contribute perhaps up to 80%.
Right now, in terms of infrastructure, we have been able to, together with science and technology, launch the first lab whereby someone can walk in. If they have an idea, these Internet of Things devices that are actually sources of data for AI.
Dr. Mwikirize also urged Ugandans, especially students, to embrace creativity and innovation as key drivers of future opportunities and national development. The historic first AI graduation at SETA University was attended by the State Minister for Higher Education, Dr. John Chrysostom Muyingo, the university proprietor, parents, and other guests. This marks the first ever AI graduation of its kind at SETA University, with over 350 senior six leavers completing the program.
The Assistant Resident City Commissioner for Nakawa Division, Babidi Emima, has called on universal primary education schools in Kampala to emulate the structure and standards of Nakivubo Blue Primary School in order to effectively compete with private institutions. She made the remarks during a Thanksgiving ceremony held at Nakivubo Blue Primary School, organized to celebrate the school's outstanding achievements.
In the celebrations, the school was recognized for its strong performance in last year's primary leaving examinations PLE, as well as its victory in national music, dance and drama MDD competitions, representing the Minister for Kampala. Assistant RCC Babidi Emima emphasized that UPE schools can attain similar success if they adopt strong academic systems and co-curricular structures like those of Nakivubo Blue.
I want to thank His Excellency, who thought it wise to introduce UPE. I've seen that this school, according to the information I got from the chairman PTA, it's like sort of an international school, because I've seen Eritreans, I've seen Congolese, I've seen Somalis. So I want to urge all UPE schools to emulate the work of Nakivubo Blue Primary School, of calling upon all loitering girl children, those who are picking bottles, to ensure that they all come to school. Yeah, because through UPE we can get people who can excel in the community and become big people.
The head teacher of Nakivubo Blue Primary School, Kalisa Agnes, highlighted the importance of music, dance and drama in nurturing learners, talents and holistic development.
It's talent development. Music, dance, drama, poetry, storytelling. First of all, they are academic. They are on academic purpose. It is what they call KAPE in our primary syllabus. And we teach them. And in music, they develop talents. That's how you see these other singers. That's how they started. And ours actually benefit a lot. The schools which are also champions in music, take them for sponsorships. Our children are all over in these good schools.
Guests at the event praised the school for its outstanding performance and expressed appreciation to the government of Uganda for its continued support to the education sector.
Once you have a good HM in place, everything else follows. Number two, once you have a school management committee in place that is committed, that is always there putting the school first, everything will move smoothly.
We have seen the display of our children in parade. It is not made by fun, but we intentionally do it so that these children develop discipline, teamwork, and command.
Mike Bakabulindi compiled this report.
A high-profile recognition has been awarded to the man behind Uganda's numbers, Dr. Chris Ndatira Mukiza, Executive Director of the Uganda Bureau of Statistics, has also been honored for his outstanding dedication to public service. We have a detailed report.
The Uganda Bureau of Statistics today hosted a prestigious ceremony where its Executive Director, Dr. Chris Ndatira Mukiza, received the Vocational Service Award. The award was presented by Honorable Mike Sevalu, past Governor of Rotary District 9213, in recognition of Dr. Mukiza's significant contribution to Uganda's statistical development.
At the Rotary at the KRF dinner last year, we was allowed to make use of Governor of District 9214. where we demonstrated that statistics and Rotary be the same thing. And the PG, BDG, Mike, I've already told you that we cannot do any meaningful thing without statistics. And actually, Rotarians use statistics to go and build the gap.
While presenting the award, Honorable Sevalu emphasized that Rotary is founded on the principle of using professional expertise to serve humanity. He noted that leaders like Dr. Mukiza exemplify high ethical standards and apply their professional experience to address critical societal needs.
Yeah, Mike Sevalu, Rotary Club of Bukoto. I've served this country as a CA delegate for the youth. I've served it, so I really want to appreciate that you appreciate me.
In his acceptance speech, Dr. Mukiza, a Rotarian himself, underscored the importance of data in national development, describing it as the lifeblood of progress. Reinforcing the spirit of the award, Anne Komgisa, president of the Rotary E-Club Ntinda, said the organization recognizes individuals who put service above self. She added that leadership within Rotary empowers individuals to effectively manage impactful community programs.
Organization to be part of. For me, I mean they joined to network to take this year. My main intention was networking, and surprisingly, my boss had just become a Rotarian. He had become a Rotarian, and then just a few months afterwards, yes, of course, I was inspired by him. And also there's a friend who kept telling me to join Rotary. My main intention was networking. And indeed, I want to tell you, members, I have benefited.
The Medical Educationists Association Uganda has held its annual General Assembly for health tutors and clinical instructors with a renewed call to improve the quality of training across the country's health education sector. This meeting, held at Mulago National Referral Hospital, featured the election of new leadership and a strong emphasis on enhancing practical skills among trainees. We have more in this story.
Health tutors and clinical instructors under the Medical Educationists Association Uganda have elected Godfrey Sachizivu Kafero as their new president, with a commitment to strengthening the training of health professionals nationwide. Kafero takes office at a critical time as stakeholders note that current training is not sufficiently aligned with real-world healthcare needs.
As an association, we are going to target
tutors' welfare, and ensuring that all training schools have qualified tutors who are supposed to give the training, and so that we can monitor the skills, whether all institutions have qualified tutors who are skilled to teach, and from that we expect that after having good tutors, also the health care of the country has to improve.
The chief guest, Dr. Safina Kisu Musene, Commissioner for Health Education and Training at the Ministry of Education and Sports, urged tutors to familiarize themselves with the TVET Act, describing it as a game changer. She emphasized the importance of hands-on learning in producing competent health workers capable of meeting Uganda's healthcare demands.
Our learners are very innocent that sometimes they don't know even what is going on. So we need to create learner support systems that can help them to survive. Medical training, as a professional training, it is a training that is a bit risky. And therefore we need to protect our learners.
The outgoing president of Mayor Uganda, Aaron Namasa, pointed to persistent staffing gaps, warning that shortages continue to affect service delivery in health facilities.
Many of these training institutions currently do not have the governing councils yet established. We only ask that this be expedited so that we can have more health tutors recruited, because the workload is still much and yet tutors are outside there waiting to be appointed.
He, however, expressed optimism that implementation of the TVET Act will help streamline the role and operations of health tutors.
It is trying to coordinate these arms that have previously operated in a fragmented way, so it is bringing in coordination. It is not bringing in any new skill.
A pedagogy expert with Annabelle Palmogala highlighted a growing disconnect between trainers and trainees, which she says is impacting the quality of health services.
The students are not getting the right attitudes, the right ethics, and also they are not getting all the skills that they could get. Not only because they are not interested or the tutors are not interested, the tutors are few, the students are very many. The equipment is little and the students are very many. So many gaps.
Stakeholders are now hopeful that a renewed focus on practical training alongside policy reforms will help bridge the gap and improve outcomes in Uganda's health sector. Sandra Kahunde, Robert Whiter, UBC News Tonight.
Residents of Nakawa Division Saturday benefited from a free non-communicable disease screening and counseling camp held at Bugolobi Market and Kitintale Market. The outreach, organized by the Rotary Club of Bugolobi in partnership with Kampala Capital City Authority and other stakeholders, aims to tackle the rising burden of non-communicable diseases in urban communities.
Pharmaceutical, they're providing us with the kit.
Medical teams offered free services, including blood pressure checks, blood sugar testing, medical consultations, and health education.
We are doing this in partnership with some of our partners. For example, you see Star Pharmaceutical, they're providing us with the kits, but also we have Kiswa Health Center 4. The nurses you see here, they are from the Health Center 4. They provide, the medical services, and also we have some of our partners like utility strategies who do a lot of mobilization within the communities.
According to the Ministry of Health, non-communicable diseases account for up to 35% of deaths in the country, mainly affecting people aged between 30 and 70 years.
And so as Rotary Clubs of Uganda, specifically Bugolobi, we are trying to work with the community, especially the most disadvantaged, to ensure that we support them with the screening and also providing how they can seek for treatment. Some of the causes, for example, what we're doing here, we are testing for diabetes, but also blood pressure. So generally, it's known that lifestyle is the primary cause of these non-communicable diseases. People not going for exercises, people not eating healthy food account primarily to the causes of this.
The initiative builds on last year's camp that tested 146 people.
The problem is that the health insurance scheme might be targeting facilities that are like government-owned, and yet now partnering with the Rotary Club that brings services to the people might bring more benefits to the community in terms of access, but also the quality services that will be provided. That's what I believe.
He called for stronger partnerships to expand access to early screening and preventive healthcare services.
While the Ministry of Health also is in partnership with Rotary Clubs of Uganda, they can still always come and, be with us here. Maybe they can send a representative or, some of the community health workers just to check what Rotary is doing. And then we also, have maybe a more concentrated screening in different parts. Instead of only 2 locations, Bugolobi and Kitintale, maybe we could also take in Luzira.
For UBC News, I am Sudat Kaye.
Ethiopian Airlines marked its 80th anniversary with a grand celebration held at Entebbe International Airport, reaffirming its long-standing partnership with Uganda and unveiling a forward-looking vision for Africa's aviation sector. This event brought together the government officials, diplomats, and key aviation stakeholders, highlighting the airline's historic legacy and continued expansion across the continent.
Ethiopian Airlines Uganda area manager Bethlehem Feseha described the milestone as more than a celebration, crediting success to dedicated staff, loyal passengers, and strong partnerships. She emphasized Uganda's role in the airline's journey since 1967.
As we celebrate a historic milestone, the 80th anniversary of Ethiopian Airlines, I would like to thank all of you for joining us on this momentous occasion.
Robel Admasu, head of political affairs at the Ethiopian Embassy in Kampala, praised the airline's resilience and continental impact.
Ethiopian Airlines is also progressing. Most of you, know that the Addis Ababa airport is really expanding a lot. There is a lot of innovative ideas that has been put in place. Even Addis Ababa has become a real African city. As you know, Africa is also, Addis Ababa is a seat of African Union.
Representing the Uganda Civil Aviation Authority, Brigadier General Mike Kisame applauded the airline's influence and reaffirmed Uganda's commitment to aviation partnerships.
Ethiopian Airlines is actually the connectivity in Africa. I think you are the largest in the whole of Africa. And the connectivity, indeed, you are strengthening tourism and trade. And with that, we thank you and we pledge to work with you as a team here at Entebbe International Airport.
He highlighted projects like Kabalega International Airport as key to boosting regional connectivity. As Ethiopian Airlines celebrates 80 years, its continued expansion signals a strong future for Africa's aviation industry.
The 2025 Traffic and Road Safety Report has revealed a 3.7% increase in road crashes, with cases rising from 25,107 in 2024 to 26,044 in 2025. The Directorate of Traffic and Road Safety attributes this rise largely to driver indiscipline, including overspeeding and drunk driving. In response, the Ministry of Works and Transport, together with the Northern Uganda Bus and Truck Drivers Network, has engaged drivers on measures aimed at improving road safety and reducing accidents.
The Ministry of Works and Transport is urging bus and truck drivers to strictly adhere to traffic regulations as part of the efforts to curb the growing number of road accidents.
Government now, we need to go an extra mile to try and limit the importation of some of these lights. Like I told you, that police is actually carrying out operations whereby they stop cars and remove lights. But I have noted that, yes, cars have now been modified. Some come like that, but majority people are modifying their cars to add these lights.
Meanwhile, the Northern Uganda Bus and Truck Drivers Network has called on government to involve drivers when implementing policies that directly affect their operations.
We as a driver buses, we are requesting the government to help us because we can come and sometimes we stay we go to the office to get our badge. It is delayed so much. You go even there, no one will attend you. Make this work easy. We were requesting a government if they can put it also like the way they are making the permit in a region.
Drivers have also appealed for equal enforcement of traffic laws across all road users, arguing that other road users significantly contribute to road accidents.
Recent, we have seen they have launched some operations. They have started arresting those who are drunk and they are driving at night. So we appeal to the government also to save us by also limiting those people and also sensitize the public about road safety. Give us opportunity to go on radio, TVs, so that we talk to the public about the road safety message.
You all know now we've resumed inspection of vehicles, isn't it? Even at the inspection of vehicles, we sensitize the public as it comes, whether a bus driver or not. So we get these different avenues to try and talk to the public as well to avoid some of these.
The Uganda Red Cross has partnered with Northern Uganda Bus and Truck Drivers Network to train drivers as first responders in the event of accidents.
We do sensitize the public and make them know much about the road safety. So after that, we do also train the public. We do build their capacity in basic first aid. They must be having the knowledge to do the basic first aid to prevent the deaths.
With road accidents on the rise, such engagements are seen as a critical step towards reducing fatalities and improving safety on Uganda's roads. Komagum Rogers for UBC.
Ugandans have been urged to embrace a stronger culture of voluntary blood donation to help address persistent shortages that continue to cause preventable deaths. Currently, the Uganda Blood Transfusion Services collects about 300,000 units of blood each year, well below the 450,000 units needed annually to meet the country's demand. Let's take a look.
Communications, resource mobilization and partnerships at the Uganda Red Cross Society, Irene Nakasita, has called on Ugandans to embrace the culture of blood donation in order to minimize cases of blood shortages that lead to preventable deaths. She was officiating at the World Good Deeds Day at the Olive School, Namugongo.
That is why when you see people today donating blood, it is an act of kindness. This blood, we make it available in hospitals for free. And colleagues, Ms. Hope, I want to repeat this. We condone the vice of selling blood in hospitals because many people have come out to complain that when they reach hospitals, they sell blood to them.
More than 50 organizations came together to celebrate the spirit of doing good and reflect on how acts of kindness can transform communities.
Good Deeds Day is here for everyone that believes in the power of doing good, sharing kindness, compassion, and generosity. It's a movement that is growing so fast, right now running in 115 countries, and all of us speaking the same language of making a difference in the lives of others.
That seed, let it grow in our children. Because though you are giving a small thing or big, putting a smile on someone, it brings joy, both to the person who gives and the person who receives.
Stakeholders emphasize the importance of teaching young children to know the value of doing good.
Laura was a 12-year-old who had joined an initiative called Child Raise Child. Through earning merit from doing good deeds at home, showing acts of kindness in her home and school community, she was awarded with money from her parents. Laura chose not to use this money for herself, but she chose to help sponsor Hope's school fees.
You can choose to donate clothes, shoes, things that don't fit you. Help another child. When you earn money, you can choose to use it on yourself, buy the seeds, you see there's a nice bag around, but then you're thinking about all the children on the streets.
And Good Deeds Day is a day where people or children are kind to each other. One of the ways of doing this is by, before you speak, you think, is what I'm saying truthful? Is what I'm saying helpful? Is what I'm saying inspiring? Is what I'm saying necessary? Or is what I'm saying kind? Because we need to make everyone feel like they are cared for.
Good Deeds Day is celebrated as a global initiative uniting millions of people to perform acts of kindness with the aim to foster social change and community well-being.
When you don't use Momo, you are forced to quarrel.
Mama, kabalansi? Nkuwaire 15 Mama, nkuwaire 15.
Ompaire 15.
Abantu abakulu mwatandisa obuyayo mwena.
Obuyayo obuliga.
Iwe.
Ngobi yanko
ba. Sente dange ninzade kolera ngobi nakolera sente dange.
Save yourself from quarreling. Use the Momo app or dial *165*3# to pay and enjoy zero charges below 5K. That's the power of Momo.
Step into elegance, step into confidence, step into La Vie Boutique. Located at Grand Imperial Hotel, Shop 6 and 8, right behind Bank of Uganda, La Vie Boutique brings you high-class corporate and casual wear for men. From sharp designer suits and crisp shirts to stylish casual t-shirts, tracksuits, shoes and accessories, we've got everything to make you stand out. Call us on 0772 419 181 or 0705 555 558. La Vie Boutique, where class meets style.
Some people think when a woman starts leading in business, the home will suffer. But many families are discovering the opposite.
Before, I worked hard in our business, but I feared making big decisions. I was worried people would say I was disrespecting my husband. Then I joined the Grow Project, where I received training, business support, and coaching that helped me plan better, manage money wisely, and make decisions with confidence. Today, I lead with confidence in my business. I contribute more at home, support our family needs, and help reduce the burden on my husband. I'm not competing with my husband, I'm standing with him.
And our marriage has not weakened. It has grown stronger. We understand each other better, we plan better, and our family is better off because her voice counts.
When a woman is supported to lead, the family can move forward.
The Grow Project is empowering women with skills, confidence, and support to make informed decisions that strengthen their families and grow their businesses. Respect her voice, support her choices. For more information, contact your district or City Grow Project focal person or call 0800 307 777. The Grow Project is a government initiative implemented by the Ministry of Gender, Labour and Social Development and Private Sector Foundation Uganda with support from the World Bank.
New Life Present and Church, Mombasa, Kenya welcomes you to a conference of summoning the Holy Spirit, breaking certain bonds and moving in the Lord, slated 25th, 26th April 2026 at Mbali's grounds. Come receive and witness miraculous powers of the Lord as you meet his servant, Pastor Ezekiel, a man of prophecies.
Jesus!
New Steps, New Year, begins with a decision to attend a mega conference slated 25th, 26th April 2026 and tap into the powers of the Almighty, emboldened by the word of deliverance from Pastor Ezekiel. Are they dark spirits, witchcraft, dark altars endangering your soul? Come, so Jesus sets you free from 25th, 26th April 2026, 8 a.m. to 6 p.m. For more information, call 0776 270 010 or 0701 277 547.
When you don't use Momo, you get insulted by strangers. Save yourself from insults. Use the Momo app or dial *165*3# to pay and enjoy zero charges below 5K. That's the power of Momo.
Welcome back, and now in the world of business, Ugandans have officially launched a nationwide campaign to identify and celebrate the 7 wonders of Uganda, marked by a pilot tour showcasing the 7 wonders and 7 hills of Kampala. While launching the campaign, the Uganda Tourism Board Chief Executive Officer Juliana Kagwa called upon all Ugandans, young and old, in villages and cities across communities and the private sector to actively participate through nominations, voting, visiting sites, and sharing stories.
As government intensifies efforts to boost the tourism sector, the campaign is part of a broader strategy to showcase Uganda's unique natural and cultural heritage to the world. The 7 Wonders of Uganda initiative is led by Africa Tourism and Environment Initiatives in partnership with the Brand Ambassadors 256, working closely with the Uganda Tourism Board. The campaign is designed to strengthen the Explore Uganda brand by turning national pride into increased travel, job creation, and shared economic growth.
We shall be observant when moving out. Maybe we have rings in the roof. We have the first 4 black ones, which are original and authentic, made by King Mutesa I himself.
Mengo Palace is the official palace of Buganda Kingdom, but our king doesn't reside here because of the bad history. So at the moment, this is more of a ceremonial palace.
The launch was characterized by excitement and national pride, with tourism stakeholders, media, and invited guests participating in the city tour, experiencing Kampala's beauty firsthand aboard the sightseeing buses.
The reign of King Mutesa, the house which you see here, it was 2 times bigger than this one and 2 times higher.
For us as public sector, as a government, as Uganda Tourism Board, as the custodians of Explore Uganda, our commitment is to continue to support, to enable, to train, to unlock doors so that the private sector can thrive.
The team leader of the initiative, Moses Amumpaire Bismarck, explained that the campaign is inclusive and gives every Ugandan a chance to take part in identifying the country's most outstanding attractions.
We have decided to have a maiden tour, or the first ever tour of the 7 wonders of Kampala. So we are saying that these 7 wonders, when we are unveiling them and also visiting them, we have also decided to launch the 7 wonders of the whole nation. And we are saying that this is not something, when I say we, I'm not saying we as Africa Tourism and Environment Initiative, I'm saying we as Ugandans. So yes, we're mobilizing religious leaders, we're mobilizing cultural leaders, the private sector, development partners, of course government, to give us what they think the 7 wonders is. What you have is different, but I know once we come up together, we shall get the official 7 wonders of Uganda. It's going to be historical, it's going to be a milestone.
He noted that the process will involve public nominations and voting, ensuring transparency and national ownership.
But when we're coming up with the concept of the 7 wonders of Kampala, we weren't saying that this is entirely about only the 7 hills. So given that fact, we just decided the public to decide what they think the 7 wonders could be. If one of the hills made it to the 7 wonders, of course we would have actually put it. But the 7 wonders are not entirely about the 7 hills, but we like the connection of Kampala being the city of 7 hills, and we are looking for the 7 wonders.
Juliana Kagwa emphasized that the initiative will transform the Explore Uganda campaign into a more powerful and authentic movement.
Uganda Tourism Board, joined by the private sector, joined by Uganda Heritage Tourism Board, exploring Uganda, exploring Kampala, introducing the 7 wonders of Kampala, premised on the 7 hills of the city. We are adding another tourism product onto our itineraries for Kampala because, as you know, our mandate as Uganda Tourism Board is to ensure that our arrivals, our visitors, stay longer and spend more. And one way is to ensure that they are spending some time and some money in a city called Kampala. So today we are spending our weekend, Saturday, going across 7 hills of Kampala, otherwise known as the 7 wonders of Kampala. One of them is here, Twekobe. We are in Old Kampala, enjoying the sights and sounds of Buganda and all that it has to offer.
She reaffirmed the Uganda Tourism Board's full commitment to the initiative, pledging to integrate the 7 wonders into national marketing strategies, develop tourism circuits, and ensure the campaign delivers tangible impact.
We don't leave this city with any stone unturned. We want to demonstrate to visitors, domestic travelers, Ugandans, 48 million of us, that actually there is so much to do in Kampala alone. We will continue the project and the strategy of launching the 7 wonders of Uganda, and I encourage and invite all Ugandans to tour with us online and otherwise. If you can do it physically, join us. We are on the hop on, hop off bus with a group of young people.
It has been an interesting and exciting trip. We've got to see the Baha'i temple on the film. It has been so interesting and exciting how the Pearl of Africa, Uganda is.
The regional selection of the 7 wonders will begin on 1st July 2026 across all 4 regions of Uganda. The final 7 wonders of Uganda will be unveiled during the 10th edition of the Ekula Sustainable Tourism Festival and awards scheduled for 12th to 14th November 2026.
And that brings us to the end of our 10 o'clock edition of the UBC News Tonight. Thank you for being a lovely audience. We do compel you to have a good night.
UBC, inspiring Uganda.
Exercise can't be sustained